Story time. This triggered a story in my brain that I'll never forget, and it has to do with the future of work and why many people will be working for themselves if they aren't already. This is not wrong, but I think you need to be really careful with this because there is a surge and a movement towards everyone becoming independent contractors. Secretly, employers want it too, all right? And that's what you need to be thinking about. That should be concerning. So let's talk about this. 27 years ago, I was working for a staffing company that got acquired by one of the largest staffing companies in the world. And so the executive team from that company came over to meet with us. And we were in a room, a bunch of executives, and they were painting the picture of the future. And this managing director said, look, by 2020, half the workforce is going to be independent contractors in some way. It's going to become a gig economy. This is 27 years ago, right? They said, we have the data, half the workforce. And a lot of people in the room were like, kind of snickering and laughing, but I was the youngest executive in the room. I did not laugh. I knew he was right because I was seeing frustration like this already. Now, fast forward through 20 years as a job search career coach, and I've only watched this frustration climb higher and higher and higher, especially post-pandemic, where now everybody is like, my life is too valuable. I'm going to figure this out for myself. So many people surging towards this. And let's talk about the time that I'm recording this, how many companies are now mandating people to come back into office. And so a ton of people are doing what? Quitting their jobs so they can stay remote and becoming independent contractors. There's a surge around this. But you need to understand that companies, it's a lot easier for them to hire independent contractors in the sense that they don't have to pay benefits, they don't have to pay taxes, and they can let you go at any time. You're not an employee. And so you're going to see so many people move in this direction, and some are going to thrive. And the people that figure out how to be really successful independent contractors have very happy careers because they figure out the business model and how to get clients and how to price and how to cover their own benefits and everything else. And they build a whole life and they love it and it's awesome. But that is small percentage of the population that succeeds. There's a much larger set of the population that will become independent contractors and realize this does not work for them. Because it's not just about doing the work. You're now running the whole company. You truly are a business of one at this point. You got to figure out the taxes. You got to find new clients all the time. You could be, you could be fired from a contract at any given time, right? You got to collect money. It gets really stressful. So as a 20-year career coaching veteran, I've watched a lot of people hit this level of frustration, go out on their own, which I think is great. I think you need to do it. You need to experience it for yourself. And then they come back to me and say, yep, done with that. I want to go back in-house. How do I do that, JT? And I caution you, because once you've been your own boss, employers say, well, why would you want to come back in? You've been your own boss. You're going to be difficult to manage. You're going to, think you know it all and want to boss everyone around. Now you go out to explain why you're willing to go back in-house. So I want to be really honest with all of you. I'm not dissuading you from doing this. I'm not saying don't do it at all. Okay. I think so many people need to go out and try this for themselves, but I would try it while you still have a full-time job. I would try part-time and see if you can build this up and make sure it's something you really want to do, because for a lot of people, it just doesn't work. And I think we're going to see that soon here. Tons of people have decided to go into business for themselves, and we truly are a gig economy. And I think a lot of them are going to come back and go, oh, I get it now. I had benefits. I had vacation time. All these things that, really matter to us will come back in style for some people, not for all. But yeah, this is here to stay. The whole model is shifting, which means business models are shifting. Companies aren't going to have to hire a ton of employees anymore. And they won't, because you know what? Employees, it's a lot of work to have employees. It's stressful to have employees. And I think you're just going to have a lot of companies and managers who say, enough already. It's exhausting. So we'll just hire independent contractors and we don't need them anymore. We'll let them go. It's just my hot take. But again, I'll never forget that day 27 years ago where they predicted exactly what's happening now. And I think we need to be mindful of it. We really do, especially as the economies shift. But I get you. When you've worked with a lot of toxic bosses, you just want to go out on your own. But you don't get away from toxic people. You're still going to have toxic clients. For me, it's always been about, let's teach you how to be a good partner. And by that, I mean how to get what you want out of an employer. Stop thinking, employee, employer. Start thinking, I'm a business of one and they're a business and we're going to build a business partnership. And the moment that business partnership isn't working anymore, I'm going to either quickly figure out how to fix it or I'm going to go find a new and better company to partner with. That's what we need to do. I think if more people took control of the situation earlier and got career coaching earlier, they wouldn't have these series of events that lead them up to this level of frustration that makes them have to do this. I think you could have an absolutely phenomenal career for as long as you want to have one working for companies. But you need to know how to build that business. And I'm going to be doing a TikTok on this soon. There's actually 5 things that you need so that you can fully own your career and have, what you want for as long as you want. I'm going to do that in my next TikTok. But I just wanted this one to discuss this subject because I really think it's going to be interesting to see a lot of people go out on their own and then want to go back in, and those jobs may not be there. So be smart, folks. Really think it through. You might want to figure out how to have better relationships with employers and partnerships first and see if we can't fix that before you decide to go out on your own and end up not loving it, okay? Folks, if you don't know me, I'm the career coach on this app trying to help 10 million people get new, better paying jobs. And I'm doing that by posting a lot of free content, doing live streams, and I've got a ton of free resources linked in my bio. If this helped you, will you help me back for free? All you got to do is follow me here and post your comments. That gives me what I need to create more content to help you, okay? Thank you so much, my friends. Good luck. Go get them.